everyone, welcome to our Thursday live. This is Thursday the 6th of April 2023. If ever we have a throwback Thursday, we will remember this day. I'm Nadine, Vosloo, better known as Mama Tjhoko, and my life's mission is to inspire and share ideas. So sit back, enjoy, take in. So when I think of a long weekend, something that is approaching soon, and especially this special time that we're celebrating, it's spending time with family, friends, people that are dear to us, but it's also an opportunity to be creative. So I am using this opportunity on this Thursday afternoon to be creative in my own space. I am going today work on a tiled wall surface. I've recently been through this, taking off all the tiles, getting in a tiler, retile. It's a mess, it's expensive. And with Tjhoko, we find ways that is long lasting, good solutions with little effort, and something that you can actually do yourself. Now, depending on the techniques, maybe more effort is involved, but I'm going to show you how easy it is to transform a tiled surface, wall surface, not floor surface for this technique, a tiled wall surface into something that has an earthy, cementy look and feel. First very important step is to clean your tiled surface properly using lacquer thinners. Now in South Africa, for those that are watching from abroad, we have a word called lacquer. Now this is the Afrikaans word for today. Lacquer is nice. This sounds like lacquer. It's lacquer to be thin, but it's lacquer thinners. And this is what we recommend using. So what the lacquer thinners does, it etches the surface, it cleans the surface so that the paint can do its grip work. After you have cleaned well, please make sure to wear gloves, make sure you work in a well ventilated space. You allow more or less a 40-minute drying time for the thinners to evaporate. Now remember, temperature, weather plays a big part in the drying time of paint and paint products. So depending on temperatures and weather, sometimes longer times are needed, but you will see when the surface has dried, it has a matte finish to it, and then the rest of the fun can start. So the product I'm going to work with is called Stencil of Paris. Please note that this is also available in 500 ml quantities. I've taken this from the St. Francis store, just as to show how it's done. Are you fine, Kaylee? Sorry, we're just trying to find our angles because I'm working in a very small space. Now the Stencil of Paris, please, if you haven't done this yet, go join our YouTube channel, Tjhoko Paint. And there you can see the spelling, even on my apron. So if the jar doesn't say Tjhoko, it is not Tjhoko. Okay, so important is to look at the brand name to make sure that the ideas and the inspiration I give, you are using the correct product for that. So on our YouTube channel, free of charge, we share ideas and inspiration. Go join, follow, subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you can receive these notifications every time we upload new content and sharing creative, fun ideas. Okay, so I am going to use the Stencil of Paris paste, and I'm going to apply it on my tiled wall surface with a trowel. So I'm just, sorry, we are working in a small space. I'm just scooping out the paste in a paint tray, and I'm just going to, poor Kaylee, she just needs to follow me. Sorry, Kaylee, I'll work slower. This is a Thursday live. My family, my children, all are involved to assist. So I spread some paste on my trowel, and what I do is I actually, on my tiles that haven't been primed or treated, just cleaned with a thinner, I am spreading my paste. Now what I've done on the other wall that I have prepared already, I have applied a second coat once my first coat has dried overnight in the grout lines, just to ensure that all the grout lines are filled and that you have an even surface. Now when I say even, you don't want perfect, okay? This is the reason for this technique. If you want perfect, you will have to wet it, you'll have to smooth it out, and I don't want to do that. I also haven't tasted that, so I just want to create roughness on my tiles. I just want to scoop out more. Kaylee, you can just hold the camera in that position, that's fine. I just want to make sure that the process makes sense. So I take my paste and I make sure I trowel everywhere. And I also want to create texture, so I move my trowel around to make sure that there's texture. I'm not going to finish the entire wall, but I do want you to see what's happening over here. And that, Kaylee, if you can zoom in, is the texture nice and clear. That is exactly what you do want to accomplish. Now, during our journey with Tjhoko, and we see Tjhoko paint as the following. It's paint and people, and it's just like there is the similarity between two. Our paints are named after people, and through the Tjhoko journey we meet amazing people like Francois Brits. He was our Tjhoko Champs winner with a competition that we do annually with the Trace and Home magazine, and he has ever since been full-time involved in revamps with Tjhoko paint. And I am so inspired with what he does. So his technique that he uses is more or less similar to what I'm doing. But if you haven't attended a workshop of his, you need to go do it so that you can be intrigued in the ways that he does things and just have his own recipes. I don't want to today unleash that secret recipe. Next, we are going to continue on this wall. So over here we have applied our first coat, waited for that to dry, applied a second coat to make sure the grout lines aren't that visible anymore. And now the first step after this, and after our stencil of Paris paste has dried, we are first going to do a wash technique. So I am going to use a rag. I am going to dampen it in some water. So I have a bucket with just normal water over here. I'm dipping it in my water. Mint grey. And I am going to make sure that there's cement grey on my rag. So this is a wash technique. I need to ensure that the paint is evenly distributed on my cloth everywhere. So I dirty my cloth with the paint. There are no solid blocks of paint anywhere. My jewellery is part of who I am, so they will soon also be full of paint. Okay. So can you see how well I've worked this into my cloth? I next fold my cloth like a ball. So it sits like a ball in the palm of my hand, and I flatten it with my free hand. So it's an even wash effect that I'm going to accomplish. I now, Kaylee and I'll work here. So you just try, I'll work slowly so that the steps make sense. And now, in circular motion, I move with my rag over my textured wall. I will just add more paint as I see I need it. Now, everything that you do is progress. And the fun thing about paint is this is the one time where you should actually relax. You can build one color, one technique after the other. And this is part of creativity. So this, I will complete everything. I just want the process to make sense. And due to the space limitations I have in the space and for the camera to also fit in the space, I couldn't include the step ladder. So you will have to start at the top and work your way down. Okay, so this is step 1, your wash technique. Okay, remember, color is a personal thing and you can work with colors that complement your space. I do want to achieve a cement finish and a more natural warm tone in the space. Okay, so next, once my washing has been done, and now remember, you stand back, tips, stand back, look at what you've created. Decide, okay, maybe there I need more darker tones and I will apply another coat. So that's always part of the process. Do something, get off, stand back, look, observe, and change where change is needed. Next, I am going with my next color and this is Martin's Move. So in the spray bottle, I have mixed, my mom has mixed 1 part Martin's Move with 1 part cooled boiled water, and this is going to be my drip technique. So what I'm going to do, Martin's Move in the one hand and a water bottle in the other. Okay, so let's focus, Kaylee, on this section over here so that the process here makes sense. So I spray Martin's Move on my wall, take my water bottle and I let it drip down between my ceiling. I don't want blotches, so I'll spray water. I'll just open the nozzle a bit. Yeah. And I let the paint run. So in essence, I'm starting with the darkest color first, tip, and I'm going to work my way down to the lightest color at the end. Okay, so this is the point where your husband or your partner will run into the space and just ask, what in the world are you busy with? And then your word should be, relax, baby, I've got this. And you are using very little paint because the paint is diluted. You let it run. As it runs down, I am spraying more water to remove any streaks. How stunning is this? So I just don't, at this point, want the streaks to dry as streaks. And it is dry darker at the top. By spraying more water, we manipulate the tone. And you just let it flow. Can you see there at the bottom what's happening, Kaylee? How stunning is that? Okay, and now we are going to continue to a darker color. I just wanted to make it more darker here in the corner, because this is where darkness should sit, because this is a shadow line in essence. Okay, so we do want darker in our corners. And just from a distance, just spray so the paint actually can run down there. I'm just making sure I'm not having any lines at the bottom, and I have put a towel right at the bottom to make sure that it catches the water there. Okay. Now I'm going to continue to my next color, and this is going to be, let's see what I have here, stone wash. So Tjhoko paint, stone wash. Mixed 1 part stone wash, 1 part cool boiled water. If everything is left over, we can store for a later time again. What happened there? Let's cover it. So that's just to make sure we get that grey tone in here. Let's just move the nozzle a bit. Okay, so I'm working from darkest to lightest. Once again, my water from a distance. I spray, I let it run. You just see yourself as an artist. Oh, this is so much fun, guys. I actually feel equipped. So you spray, 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 spray. You can't make mistakes. Okay, so there's my, just want some running happening there. There's some nice running happening at the bottom. It forms a beautiful unit. Okay, and now I'm going to continue to the next color, which once again is lighter, and this is Labels Light. Now something that you can also do, and this is not something that I have the privilege of doing now or the advantage, is just allow for one coat to just dry a little bit more before you start applying the next. With the Life, this is not a luxury we have. We are working in actual time. So in essence, if this was now a wall I worked on, I would allow for this just to settle in first before I started working with Labels Light. And now also once again with my water bottle. Let me just, so I want a soft spray on the surface. I'm just testing my, I'm just tasting to see that it's a soft spray and not. And there's my lighter color, and you end with your lighter color running down. Now, who would ever have guessed that this was a tiled wall, and with only paint and paste and very little thereof, more water than anything, we have now transformed a normal wall, tiled wall, into something that looks earthy. It looks like a feature wall in this space, and it is stunning. So at the end, if I do want to bring in some darker tones in this corner, I will do it. Also add some running effects here in the corners over here. And this is it. Nothing else is needed. So once this is complete, okay, now I actually need to step down. Kaylee, what does it look like through the camera screen? Okay, Kaylee says it's beautiful. But I will step down, I will look at it, and I will make changes where changes are needed. Also remember, if you want to work with different colors, as mentioned previously, you work with different colors. But for an earthy cement look and feel, these will be the colors that I'll be working with. I'm now going to complete the wall by following the exact same steps, and we will share the after on our social so that you can see what the end result looks like. Also, we like suggestions, we like questions. If you have any, send them to us. We have a support email address, support@tjokopaint.co.za, where the most amazing person, Lee Harling, will receive those inquiries, and we are always here to help and assist. So my message for today is, let's share and just have that attitude of affirmations. Let's say and do good things. Let's be kind to each other. It is a year of, or a season, if we look at the date and the time of year we are in, of unconditional giving. And let's give unconditional words of affirmation. You look beautiful. I like your hairstyle. Say sincere, random things to people that you meet in grocery stores. Let's share a message of unconditional acceptance, and just feel good words. Let's share those amongst each other. Let's every person that gets in touch with us feel good about themselves. I hope that your Easter weekend is filled with love and special moments. A very blessed Easter to you all. Loads of love, not only from myself, but from the entire Tjhoko team, because without all of them, this would not have been possible. Love to you all from Tjhoko Paint. Bye.